Hi, good evening friends. Today I am sitting with another quant guru, Anand Chauhari, who has given CAT 2010 on the first day in the first slot. And you know, he shocked me when I came to know he attended not 50, not 55, or 60 out of 60. And the reason was because he believes he don't like to run in the rat race. Because even if you run in the rat race, you will still be a rat. So let's hear the secret of success from the horse mouth quant guru Anand Chauhari. What was his take on quant section, verbal section, DI section, and what was going to be cutoffs for this year? So hi Anand.
Hi Umesh.
Hi. So tell me, how are you feeling right now? And was CAT was able to met your expectations or not?
I am feeling good. Regarding expectations, I was expecting a bit more from the CAT paper.
Okay.
The slides on the easier side would have been difficult, maybe not the first day, because if I compare this paper with the last year's CAT paper, first day's paper, then probably it was difficult. But if I talk about CAT in particular, it's known to be one of the tougher papers, so it was not that difficult.
Okay.
But yes, obviously it was much more difficult than what it was last year's first slot. Talking particularly about the quant section, it was much more difficult than the last year's paper. If I remember, last year there were a lot of questions which were repeated from the previous year's paper. I don't think there was even a single question which was repeated this year. In fact, it was more on arithmetic, maybe because it was the first day. And as the days progresses, the difficulty will increase and the percentage of the arithmetic questions will obviously decrease. There are a lot of questions on arithmetic, where there's one question on Venn diagram, not even a single question on permutation combination, which actually surprised me. I was expecting at least a couple of questions from permutation combination, but there was not even a single one. There's one question on data sufficiency in quant section, and one question on data sufficiency in DI section. Regarding other questions, there was one question on number system, quite a good number of questions in algebra. And again, when I talk about algebra, it was 10th class algebra, actually 10th class algebra. It was not maximum minima. It was no hi-fi algebra. It was
like a sum of roots and product of roots.
Yes, there were a couple of questions on quadratic equation and a few questions on progression, that is arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progression. Okay. So arithmetic means geometric.
Sequence and series.
Sequence and series. So and in algebra again the questions were easy. It was not difficult. Okay. In geometry there was one question which was a mix of geometry and time and work. Some vessel is to be filled and something like this. Okay. I was surprised to see there were 3 questions on time and work.
Oh my god.
Which means a lot.
Yes.
Again, if I talk about the cutoff, I am expecting quant cutoff to be close to 8-9 questions.
8-9 questions?
Yes.
Last year I think the cutoff was around 12 to 13 questions?
But then if I look at the last year's first day and this year's first day, paper is much more difficult.
Paper is much more difficult.
I said if by the CAT standard it was easy, but if I look at the first day, first slot paper, yeah, last year was much more easier.
Much more easier.
And again, as the days progresses, obviously the
difficulty will be on a higher level.
And I believe on the last day or the second last day, on last day of the paper, quant cutoff would be even much lesser than this.
Okay.
I believe a score of 9 and 10 can easily get anyone to a percentile like 93, 94.
93, 94.
Yes.
So can we get 1 or 2 calls at this percentile?
In quant, we are talking about the cutoff, section cutoff. We get a call on the basis of the complete score.
Yeah, complete score, but for example, if the person is scoring 99 percentile and is getting 93, 94 in quant,
you can expect at least 2 calls.
At least 2 calls, yes. Okay.
Obviously.
And what about verbal?
There were 3 questions on 3 paragraphs for reading comprehension with 3 questions in each paragraph, which makes 9 questions.
What were they are from sociology, philosophy, or art, something like that?
They were basically a mix of art and sociology.
Art and sociology. And was it fact-based, inference-based, or conclusion?
Questions were basically inference. They were inference-based, but questions were easy.
Questions were easy.
You could have easily made out that okay, these 4 are not, these 3 are not going to be of answers, just 4 were the options. Elimination would have been the key. at least for me, animation was the key to solve those RC questions.
Okay.
Other than those RC questions, there were a couple of questions on usage. So there are two words given to you, and you have to find which the inappropriate usage. There were a couple of questions on grammar. One was finding the correct word, so incorrect part of the sentence.
Okay.
And one question was fill in the blanks. So there were two questions on fill in the blanks. There are two blanks given to you with 4 options, and you have to find the correct option. There were 3 questions on parajumbles.
Okay.
And 2 on paracompletion.
2 on paracompletion. Okay.
But again, if I talk about the difficulty level, it was not that difficult. I would say it was below mediocre question. For a good score, I'm expecting anyone with a score like 11, anyone with a score of 10, 11 could easily clear the cutoff.
Clear the cutoff for verbal section.
For verbal section in particular. We're talking about section cutoff.
Okay. And the verbal was the most easiest section among the 3.
Yes. Verbal section was easy for prime reason it was not time consuming.
Okay.
Anyone with a good reading speed, which I generally say that if you have to crack CAT, especially the verbal section, you have to have a good reading speed. So if you have got a good reading speed, if you know how to eliminate the options, verbal section would have been a cakewalk.
Cakewalk. And what about DI and LR?
As expected, it was difficult. And much more lengthier.
Much more lengthier. The last year one, the caselets with the single questions.
There were 3 cases, 3 sets of 2 questions each.
Okay.
One case set with 3 questions. This case set with 3 questions was pure analytical. So you will have to make a table. There are 5 persons going to 5 cities. There are 5 types of hotels. There are 5 types of surroundings. So this just need to match all of them. Okay. There was one question with one case set with 3 questions, which was pretty difficult, I would say. Then there were 3 questions, 3 sets with 2 questions each. And I could not believe one particular question. It was talking about the compounded annual growth rate. It is something which we used to see in CAT 97, 96.
Okay, CAGR.
CAGR, compounded annual growth rate was, for me, it was a history. Okay. But now again, they have come up with a question of...
I think this time they have introduced some more calculations, more...
yeah, there was... those 3 cases with 2 questions each was nothing but pure calculation.
Okay.
And there were a good number of questions which required a good amount of calculation. Even in quant section, there were a couple of questions which required some amount of calculation.
I think students have to practice their Vedic maths very sincerely for the next 10 days.
I can't comment because it was the first day. You never know what's going to come on the second day or the third day.
Okay.
But yes, if the same pattern follows, yes, they should. Vedic maths can be a good help.
And what is going to be a cutoff for the DI section?
For DI section, I am expecting a cutoff of around again 8-9 questions.
8-9 questions. So what is going to be overall cutoff?
I believe anyone with a good 40 questions should be getting at least 2-3 calls.
At least 2-3 calls. And for all 6 calls, I am able to
you never know for how much you require for all 6 calls.
Okay.
Reason being, there are many colleges which work on their profile-based calls, which send their profile-based calls as well. So unless someone has got a good profile, I have seen so many persons who 100% are not getting all 6 calls. So you can never say about all 6 calls. But yes, anyone with a 40 plus score should get 2 calls, and anyone with a more than 45, 46 questions should be getting a good call, 4-5 calls.
Okay. So friends, that's all for today, and we have watched Anand Johari, the quant guru, who has picked all 60 questions, and he has made wonders. Last year his percentile was 99.8, and I'm again expecting 99.8 or more than that. So watch us, follow us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. We will be coming up with more feedbacks, more strategies. Don't miss out. Your host and host, Bhuvnesh Goyal. Thank you.